You don't know, you damn well should know. My name is Reynolds, and today, no, I am not responding to some fool who thinks that Australia is a real place, but rather today I will be responding to a fool who thinks that England is undeniably a real place.
Some conspiracies you hear of tend to be so ridiculous that you can't quite believe they're real.
I agree, there's lots of conspiracies like that. I mean, even some of the ones that I believe myself, I always thought that they were quite ridiculous sounding, and I couldn't actually believe that I ended up finding myself being a person who was spreading that theory, who was telling people that this wasn't just a theory, but it was the definitive truth. And I felt that a lot throughout my YouTube career, just throughout my life in general. And I definitely agree when you say a lot of conspiracies and theories just sound so ridiculous you can't believe they're real. And I would say one of those is probably Flat Earth. Flat Earth is a ridiculous thing, and I'm not convinced that anyone actually believes that the Earth is flat, but that's one for example. I'm going to be investigating whether or not England is a real place.
Right, he said, is England a real place? We've hit the motherlode, people.
The motherlode? You think this is the ultimate conspiracy theory? I didn't say is England a real place. I said I'm going to be investigating if England is a real place. And by the end of the video I said I was kind of 50-50. I believed that parts of England were real, and I couldn't quite believe that other parts of England are fake. Something else that's far more unbelievable, as I already mentioned, Flat Earth. The Earth being flat is far less believable than England not being a real place. So maybe you should think again before you say we've hit the motherlode, people, because there are far more ridiculous theories or possibilities out there than England not being a real place.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, SciManDan. That was YouTuber ragreynolds, who quite unbelievably doubts the existence of my home country. I'm still unsure if ragreynolds is serious or just trolling the whole of the internet. He may be messing around, but the guy's too pompous and self-righteous to pass up on.
I was going to say something witty here, but you're right. I have no comeback for that. I have nothing to say, because you are right. I am pompous and I am self-righteous, and rightfully so, and I am glad that you made this video to me regardless of how dumb and boring it actually is.
Let's see if he's got any valid points or proofs for his claims.
Well, I'm sure as we get through this video, you're going to love me, because everything I say is backed up by facts and evidence. I do not say anything that is not 100% the truth, so let's go. So previously I have investigated whether or not Scotland is a real place.
In case you can't tell from his subtle accent, he is Scottish.
Subtle accent? Is that, are you being passive aggressive or something right now? Are you trying to throw in a little joke? Are you trying to throw in a little aggressive move there? Huh, SciManDan? SciManDan? I need to think of a new name for you, SciManDan. 20 odd videos about whether or not Australia is a real place.
Okay, could be serious. This is an old one that people actually believe. And he's made 20 videos on the topic? I mean, who does that on just one thing?
Why wouldn't I do it on just one thing? It's not just one specific thing. It's not just me saying Australia isn't real for 20 videos. It's actually almost 30 videos now, but we'll let that slide. In these videos, a lot of them are me responding to people such as you. So if someone's challenging me, challenging my credibility, trying to say that I'm a crazy person, I have every right to defend myself. I have every right to make them look like the fools that they are, and that's why there are so many of these. There are other ones that are me explaining things, and a lot of these are me giving explanations. People are asking me questions. They're saying, oh, if I'm not here, where am I? If I'm not doing this, am I a paid actor? Of course I'm going to make videos responding to these highly requested questions. I don't think that having 20 or 30 videos on a subject is necessarily a big deal if that's what people are asking me about. We're going to be thinking specifically about what I think, about the evidence I've seen, about what I know.
Okay, he's got evidence. This should be interesting.
You seem almost surprised to hear that I have evidence. Why? I'm an evidence-based guy. Everything I do has evidence behind it. Don't act so surprised in future. And first off, the thing that pops to my mind is, well, it must be a real place. Surely it's a real place. I don't really see what could make it not a real place.
Well, yes, why would you not think that a country like England isn't real? A tiny little country with the 7th busiest airport in the world.
What are you, some sort of airport fact checker? Like, why do you know so much about airports? Why do you know, oh, it's got the 7th busiest airport in the world? Okay, SciManDan, let's call you FlyManDan, because clearly you know a lot about flying. Spit out some more facts for me, will you please? Make a whole video. Airplane facts, airport facts. I want to know what's the quietest airport in the world? What's the one that's got the least amount of people that go to it? I also want to know what the 50th busiest airport in the world is, and I want to know what the #1 terrorist target airport is as well. Which airport has had the most terrorist attacks in it? I want you to answer all these questions, and I want you to hand me loads more facts, because you seem to know a lot about airports, even though that has nothing to do with the existence or non-existence of England. Okay, tea. What's with the tea obsession? It's a bit of a strange thing to be obsessed with. People all over the world are obsessed with lots of different things, different cultures of different things, but tea doesn't taste that great. I mean, it tastes not great.
At this point, I debated whether or not to continue. He can't diss tea like that, the stuff's bloody lovely. And anyway, just because we like tea, it doesn't mean we aren't real.
I can diss whatever I want to diss, and I will do it again right now. Tea is not that great, okay? Tea is okay. I don't mind tea. I have an odd cup of tea, maybe once a month at most. I have a cup of tea, a little bit of milk, a little bit of sugar, and that's what I drink. Very, very rarely, okay? But for people to actually drink it daily, people to drink black tea daily, or even multiple times a week, that is strange. Very, very strange, and I would question the existence of anyone, any place, or anything who enjoyed tea that much.
And we're not even the biggest tea drinkers in the world. According to a recent list, we're 3rd. Turkey and Ireland drink more tea than us.
Also, now you're a tea expert, are you? Tea-man-dan. What are you now, Fly-man-dan or Tea-man-dan? You should be Tea-man-dan and make a whole video spitting out your tea facts, because clearly you got a lot of them. No one cares about your stupid tea facts, Tea-man-dan. No one drinks black tea in private. People go out to a restaurant, out to a cafe, or they've got friends over and they say, oh, how do you want your tea? And they go, oh, I'll have it black. Oh, as if they're some sort of true English person trying to drink their tea the way it was supposed to be. But see, I guarantee you, when all their friends go away, they regurgitate all that tea, and then they sit down and they make themselves another tea. Well, they're putting milk and sugar in that. No one drinks black tea when no other people are around.
I know people that drink black tea all the time.
You are a liar, SciManDan. But this name, Earl Grey, kept popping up, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out the answer to this. Who is Earl Grey? Who's Earl Grey? I googled who's Earl Grey, I couldn't find anything.
I googled Earl Grey. It's named after Charles Grey, who was an earl, and also a prime minister in the 1830s. Wasn't that hard?
How can Charles Grey be an earl? That doesn't make any sense. You just told me that he was a Charles, and now you're telling me he's an earl? Do you not see how you just contradicted yourself in the same sentence? 1 second you're saying he's a Charles, and the next you're saying he's an earl. That doesn't make any sense. So please go redo that and then come back to me. This bunch of pansies once conquered the entire fucking globe. This tiny little place conquered the whole globe. You expect me to believe that?
I know, we're awesome, aren't we? But seriously though, it wasn't the whole globe. It was Ireland, India, Australia, Canada, Burma, a load of islands, some of Africa, and a handful of Middle Eastern countries. We still actually have 14 overseas territories. Oh, so now you're a bloody history or geography expert, are you? History-man-dan, geography-man-dan, none of these have the same ring to them. I think we'll stick with lie-man-dan because that seems to be the best at the moment. But yeah, you do remind me of some school teacher trying to lecture me with everything you say. Every time I say something, you don't just say, well, I disagree, and actually this is how it happened. Instead, you sit and you look at the camera and you give us a lecture. It's like you're spitting out your facts. No one cares about your stupid facts. SciManDan. Northern England? Places like Liverpool, Manchester, Stoke-on-Trent, Newcastle? You expect me to believe that these places are real? Not a chance in hell. I'm no fool, I'm not gullible, I'm not going to believe those places are real just because you tell me that they are. Yes, I do, and I've been to all those places that you've mentioned. In fact, I've been from the bottom of England to the top and back to the bottom again, all within 24 hours. In 2014, I raised money for the Miscarriage Association by travelling to all 20 Premier League football grounds within 24 hours. We did it with 30 minutes to spare. So believe it or not, I do leave this office. And I can confirm that all those places are real, and by extension, England is real.
Whatever you say, charity man Dan, no one cares about your good deeds. We don't care that you went around all these places in 24 hours, or that you claim to have been around all these places in 24 hours. You're not showing evidence for anything. You're just trying to lecture us about things and expecting us to believe them. I have a history of being a truth talker. Can you say that much? I'm a man of integrity. I'm a truth talker, SciManDan. Can you say the same for yourself? Can you show us evidence of your claims? Can you back up your talk? Can you? And sounding like you were from Liverpool, can you imagine going on with your day? How do you get past saying good morning to your friends or family who are in the house with you? You wake up, pour your cereal, pour your cup of black tea, and you look around you and you say to your mum, oh, good morning, and you hear what comes out of you, and you hear how she responds, and you somehow manage to get on with your day? Yeah, right. How can you do that when you're from there? That makes no sense to me.
Well, my brother-in-law's from Liverpool, and I can understand him pretty well, so no issue there.
Did you even listen to me there, SciManDan? I did not say I couldn't understand people from Liverpool. I didn't say it was hard to understand them. What I said was that it is insane to think that people from places such as Liverpool could ever be happy with their lives when they have that accent. How can you hear yourself speak with that accent and continue on with your day as if nothing is wrong with your life? That is what I said. I did not say there was an issue with understanding them. Do I need to speak slower for you next time, or will you get it now? To believe that the English beat the Irish and the Scottish, I mean, maybe the Irish, maybe they were all just that drunk that the English managed to kill them all when they were falling over or asleep. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
The history of England and Ireland is a long and complex one. England had rule over Ireland for about 800 years, until Ireland became its own country again in 1922.
Here you go again with your bloody history lectures. No one gives a damn. I don't care about the history between Ireland and England. It has nothing to do with whether or not England is a real place. You would never in a million years make up that this tiny little place with this little population could just suddenly dominate the entire world. Who would write that? It's so unbelievable. No one would go for that. Maybe 12-year-olds would, but no one over the age of 12 was going to fall for that.
All of that absolute tosh still doesn't mean we're not a real country.
Please define tosh, because I don't think that England as a whole is fake. But I'm also not convinced that England as a whole is real. But I could believe that parts of England are fake. And so that is my verdict for this video.
Wow, talk about falling on the fence and not budging. Well, hasn't this been delightful? A glorious look into the mind of ragreynolds, if nothing else. I await his other fake country videos with anticipation.
Oh, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you have been waiting in anticipation. I wonder if you watched my Is Iceland Real video. I wonder if you watched any of my other Is This Country Real videos. I bet you would try and give me lectures about history and all those as well, as if that means anything at all. SciManDan, you are a fool. You are all of the things I have said throughout this video, and you have no idea what you are talking about. You're just pretending to be some internet history teacher, pretending that you know what is fact and what is fiction. But in reality, there is only one who knows what truly is fact and what truly is fiction, and it has been proved time and time again that there is only one true truth talker, and his name is ragreynolds. Until next time, you are all welcome, society.
There is a man called ragreynolds. He has one head